Hello guys, Susanna here. Okay, I'm currently working on my fourth page, even though it's part 5. I've sewn, put that up there. I've sewn the first page and the second page in, and I'm currently working on this page. Because what I want to do is I want to put a letter and information in there, just giving my mum and dad's name, when they were born, and my siblings and all that, just a bit of a rundown. So I'm just making this into a pocket. This is from an old doily. I'm umming and ahhing whether I use this pink background or not, even though I do really like it. I just think it's a lot of pink. I just made up some yo-yos from this beautiful Cath Kidston fabric. I love it. It's really soft. So, as much as I love this, and I may use this as a background for another one, I was actually thinking, so here's that one that's being sewn in, and I'm using the same colour background, and then this is the one I'll be doing next. That's my first day in Werribee, and that sort of represents that, and then we'll continue on from there. So I'm sort of going a little bit backwards, but not too bad. Okay, I was thinking that. So we'll fold it over. It was either that one, or maybe using some of that, which I quite like too. So we'll see. Okay, we'll piece some of the bits and pieces over, so that pocket will be down there like that. Oh, it looks really pretty. I'm covering it because it needs something, but there was a bit of a mark, and then I folded that over, so I'll have to stitch that down before. I really do like this. See, that pink just stands out more on the on that. So just sort of do a bit of a stitch, and what I was wanting to do, I'm gonna do, oh yeah, see, that looks better because it suits that pink background. I could probably, doesn't quite fit there, so that'll go like that. So it's just going to be that there. I can have that going up a tad, and then maybe I'll probably make that a little bit shorter. And have either this coming out there like that, actually quite like that, or even just coming out there like that. I was going to do the two, but maybe I just do one yo-yo there and one yo-yo there. It actually looks like a little buggy. That's rather cute, but I think it is probably going to be I don't know, quite like having the two there. I'll move it over. I'm going to chop some of that off. Maybe just put a button there, and then just have the two yo-yos there like that. The shape of that one is a bit better, but I like the way that is sort of going to go down. I'm going to needle turn it. I'll have a bit of the blue on the inside, but I'm going to needle turn. And we can keep this one for another page. It'll go in, and it's got that nice sort of Dutchy type blue. I will see whether I keep that yo-yo or I go with that really pretty pink one that I couldn't get last time. I could probably pinch that one for another one. I'll have a look. Sometimes you think that the pink is going to work. Just going to put a button there. Got that one. No, I think that one's probably going to work better. It needs two, and that sort of ties in with that. That way, that one's going to get used. And then I'm just wondering whether I do a label. Hopefully I'm in there. I might, just because. I'll just do one sticking out there like that, and then I'm going to pick a button. Now hopefully all this is in camera. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? It really does look like a buggy. I'm just going to do something a bit smaller. I quite like that. I'll do a couple, I think. Now that pink is probably too pink. Maybe, there we go. Do 3. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so put all these back. I'm loving using these. And this one, it's almost like a vintage yo-yo because it's vintage vintage fabric. Do I do? No, definitely do the bigger one. Okay, I'll put that in there with that. So what I will do is deconstruct rather than wasting, because we could use this for something else down the track. Quite like the 2 stripes, so I'll put that in there, and that one probably stays bigger. Okay, threads, how are we going now? What we do want to do is we're going to have to, if I want to, I could probably use that underneath, and then we will see where this ends up. Nothing's ever wasted. Okay, make sure it's there, and I'll go down. Making sure that it's fitting, and that can go in that. We will use that later pile. Seems to be a little crooked. I might cut that. There we go. It just needs to be that little bit shorter. You see? And if I want to, I can always put that on the bottom there and re-hook it in. There we go. So, okay, so we'll grab this and put it aside. Put this guy down. We could probably zoom in a little bit. There we go. And then we'll proceed to work. Okay. So what I want to do is I'll get this thread and I've got this really nice, there we go, green colour, which I want it to continue. I'm going to stitch that down with that. But this thread, okay, which works in really well with that. I may even do some embroidery. It needs some buttons or something there. I wonder if these buttons work. Oh yeah, they do. Where's the other one? Got a few of those buttons. So that'll work. And then we'll have a look whether that one will work. Let's see. We'll see. Okay. So what I'm going to do with that, yeah, that's the only thing when you get a doily, see how that's going sideways, but that will be really handy. I'm just going to sew it down into the page that way. So where is my, is it that way? It is. It's really hard to tell with these because they're just so fine. I'm going to hold it down with some glue, which will eventually disappear. Okay, put that on the top there, which I would like to, I might just start here. Oh, it would help if I had a knot in it, so I did. Just to make sure that that stays down, that's being folded down. So I'm going to start there and just do a bit of a running stitch. Do a small one so I'll catch that. And this colour thread, the vintage millimetre thread, move that over. Works in perfectly with it. So I'm going to be holding it down so that holds that down, but it also holds down that part there. So this is going to have a small running stitch going in there. Same with that. Not so small running stitch. It is a whopper. We don't want to see it, it's too big. So yeah, I thought since it is my story, I've got to add a little bit of a story to it. Making this little pocket and do a sort of like a little bit of a, you know, where I was born and all that kind of stuff written in there. Okay, oop, there we go. Oh, now just going to do small running stitch. There we go. Sometimes you need that. Next door neighbours are taking their bin in. Thank goodness, it looked terrible at the front. Yeah, yeah, we've got the front house and there's all units and stuff down the back. So shared driveway, which is never great. But we've got our own driveway at the front, which is the best thing I think we ever did when we did our renovating. Have our own driveway. Okay. So this sort of gives it a bit of a decorative aspect as well as being practical, because it's holding it down. That one. Okay. You're doing them one at a time, I think is a bit small. So I'm covering 2 holes. So I think you get the drift of what I'm doing here. I'll keep continuing on there and go down there, and I'll be back. Okay, we are back again. So I've stitched that down. You can sort of see it on the back. I put the 2 buttons on there and it seemed a bit like it was coming out, so I just did three French knots in a big one in the smaller ones, just to hold it down and give it a bit of texture. So what I'm going to do now, I've picked out some, but I had to put that down and see where this was going to sit. Now, am I going to put that underneath? I think I might. Use a glue. Ooh, I hope that up. Put that down there. Have it so it's sort of lining up a bit. That way when I do stitch it down into the book, it will hold. Okay, now, and then that's going to go like that. There we go. That's one way of getting it to work, isn't it? All right. Need some pins. So we'll just pin that down there and here. I'm just going to do a simple running stitch in different colours. Okay, for the bigger one I've picked that one, which is this, and for the smaller one I've picked that, which I've got here. And then this one, I'll go over the top of that in a minute. Okay, so we'll do the big part first. We're going underneath, and we'll just do a simple running stitch, because at this point it's only just going to be holding it down. And adding a little bit of colour. I really do like this. This is from that really nice tablecloth that I got the made in Holland on, so it all works in, and I really do love the colour. I think it's quite lovely. So I really do like that I'm using some really nice vintage items. Vintage doily, tablecloth. This is seersucker. One and then up. There we go. Yep. Not ready for you yet. Off you go. Okay. So that is what we are going to do in this part. I mean, I could probably do, you know, a bit of a fancier stitch, but it's going to basically be put into the background, so just holding it down for now. Sometimes the piece is about the different stitch, and other times it's just about the fabric and the colour that we're going to utilise. Okay. Oop. So glad I'm finally working on this guy, well, this piece, and this book that I'm creating. Going to be a real thing to pass down. I'm going to put some really nice pieces in there. I've got my bits and pieces just over the side there for my wedding page. I've got some gloves that my mum wore at my wedding, and that were her gloves, so that will be a really nice bit to put in. And I'm just going to go under that a little bit, just one. And then just finishing off. I'll use that for the bottom half. And then I've got this one. Quite like the way, because I tore it, it's got that fray look, and I did want to cover that bright red one. Don't particularly like that colour. Got a little bit of that there, but it's okay. Yeah. I'm very tempted, you know, to do some more fancier stitches, but because we're going to be putting this down, there's no point. Okay, so we'll just start here and do the same. So I'll turn it off again and come back when both these things are done, and then we can do that. Okay, I'm back again. Couldn't help myself. Had to do a few little crosses down here. But because I thought, well, at least you might see that. So that is going to go like that. See, even then some of them are hidden. It depends whether I want to go up or like that. So now we're going to do some applique. Now I've put some glue, this glue down, and I'm going to be using this thread, which is the Gutermann. Now, may not need that. We'll see how we go. Just gonna come up here. There we go. So I'll come up in here. And we'll still see some of the blue. That's not a problem. But this is why it's called needle turn. Maybe I might need this, because this is actually from an old tablecloth as well. It's so pretty. I don't want to see any of the blue on the edges. Oop. One little stitch at a time. Tuck it under. And then just grab a little bit. We'll see a bit of the blue in there, which I don't mind because it matches the blue in the back, so it sort of makes it look, you know, that was meant to be there. Try and tuck it in as much as I can. I'll just show you a little bit on how to do this. Okay, make sure I've got the thread. Been doing a little bit more needle turn these days because of the Journal of Stitchery. It's given me a little bit more confidence to do a little bit more needle turning. It's not as bad as I remembered. Okay. I think when I first learned how to do it, you know, you're only a novice, so it's a lot more frustrating. But when you've been doing stitching for a while, you get a bit more adept at doing it. It's quite thick fabric too, so I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to tuck it under. I might just fold it. See how I go. Sometimes it, you know, you do a little bit of a finger press, which helps you along a bit, and then it gets done a little quicker. Yep. Okay. Now, well, you get the drift of what I'm trying to achieve here. Yeah, see that part there, because it's in a corner, I'm going to have to probably clip all the way over to there, and maybe even take some of that edge off. Okay. So I will be back when this has been sewn down. I'll keep some of that white. Yeah, so I'll pause it and then I'll be back. Oh, it's looking so cute. It almost looks like she's watering the flower. Okay, I'm done with that. If you wanted to, you could probably go in there, but I like that it actually matches some of that blue. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to stick that pocket there. I'll just have look at how all the other stuff is going. Have that there. Maybe that there. And then got, I think that's enough because we got the pink there. I want to do another pink there, but yeah, I think that's the go. And then maybe we can put that in there, and then I've got to have another button for in there, or even just, might even do some turkey work, but I do like the buttons. Might be a bit bright. Got this one. Ooh, that might work because it looks good with that. Let's see how we go. But basically you've got the drift of what we are going to do. Oh, I really like how that's come together. And so I'm going to be stitching this down. That's why I had to put this down first. Just so, you know, I wasn't working around, and then I'm going to use this and, you know, just do some stitches along there. And there we go. Well, I like that. That is really cute. And then I'll have a little pocket to put my little letter in. Hey, it's so cute. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much. You've seen me stitch down yo-yos and buttons, so you don't need me for that. And I will catch you in the next one, which is me working on this one here. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do, but yeah, so that piece there will, yep, move it across, sit there. Some of the buttons just went everywhere. Okay, I'll go out a bit. There we go. Just seeing how it's going to look next to the other one. Button, button. That's the same button as there, so I'll put that in there. Have that go in there. I like that. I think it looks rather cute next to that one. What do you think, guys? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll catch you later. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you can make some of yours in my story and maybe show me on my Facebook page or something. That'd be really nice. Okay, thanks. Bye.